Hey, welcome to ManKitchenRecipes. I am Kevin, and man, I gotta tell you, it's a hot day today. I know, there's hotter places than here, but hitting 100 this early in the year, very unusual for Farmington. So anyway, I know you've heard of brisket burn ends, poor man's burn ends, pork belly burn ends. How about chicken thigh burnt ends? That's right, chicken thigh burnt ends. Now, I'm gonna show you how I make these, but before I go in and show you how I put these together, I'm using the ZGrills 700 D3 today, and you know, once again, I'll put that video at the end, the card, so you can go check out their rewards program. But I got to tell you, this little grill so far, I've been using it a lot, has performed awesome. This thing, whatever temp I put it at, you got to let it warm up, you know, 15 to 20 minutes. But once it gets the temp, it rides that temp the whole time. I had it at 250, I had it at 300 or 350. When I put it on high, it got up to 450, and it rode right there for that last 10 minutes to put a little char. And I'll tell you what, the optional part on these, definitely do it. You can eat them right after they're done braising, and after you take the top off, you'll see. But I'm telling you, take that extra step. All right, let's go inside. I'll show you how I get these prepared, and we'll smoke them on that Z-Grills. Be right back. First thing we've got to do is get the cover off, get it started, get it to temp. Okay, so for these chicken thigh burnt ends, I'm just going to trim some of the fat off of the edges here from all the chicken. We want to leave some of it there. A little bit of fat on there, we'll cut that off. A little bit of fat right there. Okay, so I'm going to use some Heath Ryle's honey chipotle rub for this chicken today. Okay, and you know me, you can put these directly on the grill, but I like using, you know, these bacon racks feet up so you can slide them around on the grill or slide them off when you're ready. So I'm going to put these on the grates, and we'll get them out to the pellet grill. All right, I got my Z-Grills running at 300 degrees today. Our feet side up, you can move these things around. Okay, put those there, move those over a little bit. All right, so we're gonna let these run at 300 degrees for at least an hour, possibly an hour and a half. I'll be back. All right, it's been an hour, and I got my thermometer out here. It says it's 104, and it's just been hanging on my little post over here. It's a hot day. All right, let's check the grill, check the chicken. 160. All right, so we're gonna let them go. I'm gonna check them in about another 15. When they hit about 165, then we'll go to the next step. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. 166, 170. So these are ready to come off. I'm gonna back my pellet grill down to 250. I'm gonna take these off. I'm gonna let these stay on a little bit longer. They're just gonna cook and do their thing. No, they're about done. So I'm going to get these off and we'll go to the next step. Okay, so the chicken went for an hour and 15 minutes, and now I need to cut these into pieces. But you know, they do have the bone, so I'm going to cut around the bones and try to remove them. You don't have to be real careful about that. Some of them might even just pull right out. Ooh, those are hot. I should probably put some gloves on. Okay, get the bone out of that one. Might have a piece of bone there. Just got to be careful to get the bones out. Okay, so what we want to do now is cut this in half. Try to keep the skin. You want to keep that skin. I'm going to chunk this into 3 pieces. Looks like I got a piece of cartilage right there. Okay, this one might only go to 2 pieces. Okay, so that right there is my burnt end, my chicken thigh burnt end. Set that right in. There's my next one. Set that in there. Okay, so there's our burnt ends, our chicken thigh burnt ends. Got some good pieces in there. I have some smaller ones, and honestly, I don't expect this skin to stay in there or be real good. But anyway, we're going to add some pats of butter, and I'm going to use roughly a little over a half a stick. I might use a whole stick, who knows. All right, there's still a couple of tablespoons left of the butter there. All right, after you do the butter, you want to add some brown sugar. Just take a handful, sprinkle it over. Take a little bit more. Okay. Okay, I've got to New Mexicanize this, right? So at this point, you would just add your regular honey. If you have a favorite honey, drizzle some honey on there. Well, I'm in New Mexico. I was down in Albuquerque, and I picked up this Moses Gourmet Red Chile Honey. Check out the inside of that. That is honey with some red chilies in it. So I'm going to add my red chili honey. And this is pretty thick, so let me get another knife. This is pretty thick, so I'm just gonna try to get it in there the best I can as it sticks to everything. I guess I could warm it up a little bit. It's over 100 degrees outside. In fact, nah, I'll just tough with it, right? Do is you can either add some apple juice, soda. I just happen to have a nice ice cold Coors Light, so I'm going to sprinkle I'll probably end up being about 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup in here, because this is to help braise it. Chicken's pretty much done, but got to have a little bit of liquid in there just so it doesn't burn and stick to the bottom, right? All right, we're going to cover this up with foil. Wrap it tight. All right, we got this ZGrills rolling at 250 degrees now. And I'm just gonna set this right here in the center. We're gonna leave this for 45 minutes. I'll see you in a second. All right, 45 minutes later. All right, so what we're gonna do is take the foil off of here. Be careful. Oh yeah. That looks pretty darn good, huh? All right, now I'm going to turn this up to 350 because we're going to add some barbecue sauce to this. Use your favorite. Got some Sweet Baby Ray's going on here. Using all that I had left. I had it sitting out to the sun so it was nice and thin. Okay, you can carefully move this around. All right, we're gonna let that go for about 20 minutes uncovered, 350 degrees. See you in a sec. All right, 20 minutes later, look at that. Bring that out a little bit. Get it in the sunshine. Look at that. Okay, now, since there is an optional step, move these veggies. Since there's an optional step, we're going to take it. Because you can eat these right like that. Be very careful. going to attempt to get these over onto the grate. We're going to put this grill up to 450 for 10 minutes, otherwise known as high. So we're going to put it on high, the ZGrills on high. Alright, remember, feet up, just so you can move your baking sheet around. Alright, 10 minutes. I'm going to get these veggies out of here. Be back in a second. Alright, 10 minutes is up. Check these out. Alright, we're going to take these off. Let them cool a few minutes before we do a taste test. Put that in the sunshine. Look at that. Look at that. Chicken thigh burn ends. Get these inside. See you in a second. Just like that. Chicken thigh burnt ends. I use the Red Chile Honey. I know you can't get the Red Chile Honey. Just use your regular honey. I'm in New Mexico, so that's what we do. All right. And boy, I got to tell you, they look fantastic. And the skin isn't super crispy, but it's not rubbery. So let me take this piece right here. Look at that. I'm telling you, that looks amazing. Let's give it a taste. It's still pretty warm. Got it. The red chili, honey, the brown sugar, the butter, splash of beer, sweet baby rays. Got the piece that fell on the plate. Such great flavor. If you're tired of doing the regular old chicken thighs, burnt end chicken thighs, chicken thigh burnt ends, give them a try. Thanks for watching. Man, I hope you come back. Hit that like and subscribe. You know I'm going to come up with something else crazy.